Good evening. From the studios of Constructive News, I'm Stu C. Norcat. Tonight is Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. Our lead story tonight: the global economic stage continues its rather dramatic performance, reacting to the latest round of U.S. tariff announcements. Markets worldwide experienced significant turbulence yesterday, a phenomenon some are already dubbing Tariff Turmoil Tuesday's Prequel. Asian markets saw steep declines Monday, with Hong Kong's index suffering its worst day since 1997, though they showed some signs of a rebound earlier today. Wall Street also had a roller coaster day, initially plunging before a brief, rumor-fueled surge, ultimately ending mixed but unsettled. The White House maintains these tariffs are a necessary recalibration of global trade designed to address imbalances. President Trump has doubled down, suggesting tariffs could go higher, even threatening a 50% tariff on China. However, critics, including some economists and international bodies, warn of potential recessionary impacts and describe the moves as economic bullying. More than 50 countries have reportedly initiated trade talks with the U.S. in response, seeking clarity or perhaps shelter from the storm. We'll continue to monitor the ripples or perhaps tidal waves from these policies. Also tonight, developments in the Middle East, a pause in vital services from the National Weather Service, and a historic moment in the NHL. Turning now to international affairs. Tensions remain high in the Middle East. Reports indicate Israeli forces now control over half of the Gaza Strip, expanding buffer zones and displacing more Palestinians. An Israeli strike reportedly hit tents near a hospital, killing and wounding reporters, adding to the grim toll. Separately, President Trump stated Monday that direct talks between the U.S. and Iran over its nuclear program have begun, a claim made alongside Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. However, Iran had previously rejected direct talks as meaningless, creating some confusion over the actual state of diplomatic engagement. Tehran maintains its nuclear program is peaceful. Back home, a concerning development for public safety. The National Weather Service has suspended its translation services for weather alerts into languages other than English. This affects Spanish, Chinese, Vietnamese, French, and Samoan speakers. Nearly 68 million people in the U.S. speak a language other than English at home. The NWS cited a lapsed contract with its AI translation provider, Lilt. Critics argue this pause, occurring amid budget cut discussions within NOAA, could put non-English-speaking communities at significant risk during severe weather events, unable to access potentially life-saving warnings. The timing, as they say, is less than ideal. On the U.S. political front, the fallout from the administration's tariff policy continues to generate debate. The White House released articles asserting everyday Americans support President Trump's trade action and highlighting a bold vision for economic prosperity. Conversely, economists at major banks like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley are revising forecasts, citing increased recession risks directly linked to the tariffs and the ensuing market uncertainty. Goldman Sachs raised its recession risk estimate to 45% for the next year. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has paused a lower court's order demanding the return of a man mistakenly deported to El Salvador, pending further review. And finally, in the world of sports, history was made on the ice. Washington Capitals captain Alex Ovechkin scored his 895th career goal yesterday, surpassing Wayne Gretzky's long-standing record of 894 to become the NHL's all-time leading goal scorer. The historic moment occurred during the Capitals game against the New York Islanders. While Ovechkin's achievement was celebrated league-wide, his Capitals unfortunately fell to the Islanders 4-1. Elsewhere, in baseball, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Toronto Blue Jays have reportedly agreed to a massive 14-year, $500 million contract extension. Confirmation is expected soon. That's the top news for today. Thank you for joining us at Constructive News. I'm Stu C. Norcat. Good night.